not eaten meat most of my life. Very infrequently had I ever had meat in my diet. So when I started the ketogenic diet, and it was recommending not only meat, but the fats of meat as an addition to every single meal. About using bacon continually, the fat of bacon in a soup, literally the lard of bacon grease in a soup, and then adding it to every other meal, because the push was to get as much fat in the body as possible, like very high fat diet, very low carb, and hardly any fruits and vegetables because those add carbs to the diet. Every morning I was eating eggs with bacon, with lunches and dinners all having meat in them, which had never been part of my adult life. And the effect on me was very, very drastic. I was able to eat that diet. I have a good constitution at the basis of it all, but over time, the lack of vitality was the most drastic thing I saw. And pretty soon I was having like the effect of having a condition I was seeing in my clients. Tiredness, depressive feeling, heaviness, lethargy, and lack of vitality, like showing up in my life, not just physically, but in everything I was doing. At first it looked like the weight loss was a part of that program. It's a delusion. Over time, I was literally increasing the amount of weight I was carrying. It didn't show on the outside at first, but it showed on the scale. And then eventually the inflammation, I became inflamed from the inside. I had edema on my legs, in my feet. I was swollen in my face. I was swollen in my arms, my chest, the whole part of my body, every part of my body was swollen. And if you see pictures of me, or if friends were seeing me, they were thinking, what is going on with this person, you know? I had never looked like that in my whole life, and I had never demonstrated a lack of vitality. And it was affecting my moods. That was peculiar. I had fuzzy thinking. I had lack of clarity. I was more and more leaning on others to give directives, to help me create projects or do the things I was doing in my work life. And as a result, my channel really went downhill. I literally had to stop doing video on my business YouTube channel, In the Kitchen with Alice. I was having a hard time showing up on camera and actually speaking about the ketogenic experience because I was struggling with it myself. It had been suggested to me as something to look into. I had a lot of clients that had conditions that were really, really extreme. And what was pointed out to me was a piece of research that I mentioned on the first video that really is bogus. It was a piece of research that compared the ketogenic diet to raw vegan diet and plant-based diet. And because they placed it in that context, it caught my ear. The truth is, over time, I've turned completely against the ketogenic diet. I see it as literally constructed to deconstruct people. I see the ketogenic diet at this point as a diet that's designed to increase the amount of fat in the human body in every area, including the liver, which is tremendously affecting all the other organs, and to literally affect the physical, not only form, but the physical systems of the body, to make them so congested with fat that nothing actually is working properly. No, this idea that it puts you in a fat-burning mode, I don't believe that. Firstly, I remember the physicians that were speaking to me, and most of the physicians that were presenting on the ketogenic diet on the YouTube videos and other places I was looking at the research, they had bellies. They did not look well in the face. Their skin was grayish. Men and women both. They looked like they'd aged. And that's what was happening to me. More gray, more wrinkles, more dry skin, lack of vitality, and lack of muscle mass.